Would you take financial advice about where to make your investments from a digital clone? That is the question that UBS is actually putting to the test. So, since January, this Swiss banking giant has been piloting AI generated avatars of its analysts, essentially making sort of digital clones of some of their analysts and then taking the notes that those analysts are writing up after sort of learning about a company and sort of analyzing their recent earnings call and this type of thing. And they're using that content to turn it into a video. So far, they have 36 analysts that have digital avatars. There's 700 of them total, but only 36 has sort of opted into this so far. And what basically is happening is they can take that one note and rather than producing one video or one, set of notes in one language that they can get out there, they can take this analyst's output and turn it into videos across multiple languages. And the analyst has an ability to sort of read the script and approve the content before the AI mass produces it. So they have a final sign off that like, yes, this is an accurate representation of my analysis. And then they can get it out at, 5x the distribution because it's available in 5 different languages and it feels more natural because you can't tell that it's an AI video. It just looks like the analyst, but they magically learned 5 new languages and all that kind of stuff. So this is pretty cool.
This is a pretty cool story. I mean, it's such again, a use case that I think many companies could find ways to leverage something like this. But fascinating to look at it both in terms of taking someone who I imagine there's a lot of times they're like analysts, we want you to go and produce a report or somebody wants it in video. How do we do that? And now you can just, the analyst can focus on doing the work that they do and leveraging AI to turn that into formats that are more digestible or comfortable for different audiences, including different languages, and do it all like instantaneously and easily. I mean, this is all stuff you could have done, but wow. And I mean, you and I get in front of the camera every week. That's not an easy task. I don't think everybody wants to be, oh, here's my new report. How do I script it? How do I get in front of the camera? Now, you don't have to. You just turn it, look at the script that ChatGPT produces from your analyst report and then go, yeah, produce the video of me saying this in 30 languages and it's done basically instantly. That's pretty cool. I imagine there's a lot of use cases for technology like that.
Yeah, 100%. And again, like the technology play here is not to replace the analyst, it's to amplify the voice of the analyst. It's to have their content out there in different mediums. I think a lot of us are used to reading analyst reports, but what if we could instead get a 1 or 2 minute video with this, summary of what they're trying to say and it's not filtered through some other sort of source? So I think that this is a good thing that they're experimenting with, and I'm curious to see if others follow suit.
I will be curious. And it also reminds me, if we talked about the labor market, are we replacing people? You could argue you're replacing the video production of the script writer, but these are people who didn't have that nobody was employing, like nobody was producing this content because it was uneconomical to employ people to do it. You're using AI to produce something that wouldn't have been produced because of the labor cost, which is, I think, an interesting aspect. But I expect sales pitches to come out this way. I expect all sorts of marketing video. And it reminds me a little bit of Notebook LM, the kind of, you've got the long, in-depth analyst report, but I want the 5-minute summary podcast version. And now UBS is going, well, we'll write the podcast. Don't take the analyst report and shove it into Notebook LM. We'll do that. And then we'll have the analyst, at least a digital clone of the analyst, present it to you in your native language, which is so much more, to me, engaging than shoving it into my Google tool and hoping that the summary looks right.
Yeah, I think that's true. And also there's like a layer of trust there where like the content that you're getting, even though it's assisted by AI, is still fundamentally coming directly from the analyst. You don't have to worry about like, did ChatGPT hallucinate some fact here when I like put this in and like what happened there and was there a translations loss? This is still sort of like analyst approved content. So I think there's a trust layer there that exists that I think is a positive thing and will make it more likely that people are willing to sort of watch and engage with and use the content of the video for informing their decisions.